Welcome back, guys. While we're waiting on the liquid flashing to come in so we can finish the windows, Spencer's gone ahead and started fixing some of the rust on the inside of the containers.
Yeah, as far as the rust goes with the containers, when we first bought them, our initial plan was to just leave the containers the way they are. We've seen other container homes done like that, and we absolutely loved it. Like showing how kind of rustic they are, and then the rest of the house is very modern and new. But after reading some more literature on Corten steel, also known as weathering steel, once it starts rusting and it accumulates that top layer of rust that makes it more resistant to further deterioration, it still rusts. All that top layer does is slow the rust down. So yeah, it's not like mild steel or any other steel where it other than stainless steel. It's not like other steels where it rusts and then just continues to break down pretty rapidly. But the Corten steel just deteriorates at a much slower speed.
And given that we're trying to build our house as strong as possible and obviously want it to last as long as possible, the thought of, the containers just rusting away on us obviously isn't good.
Yeah, we work as hard as we are to create this place. Last thing we want to see is 10 years down the road, we have some structure issues because the rust has gotten so bad.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the look of the containers. We love the look. I mean, personally, I'm not too happy about having to do this. I obviously understand why, and I know we have to, but the original intention has always been to keep the containers looking the way they did when we first bought them. And unfortunately, we've just come to the realization that we just have to fix it.
Yeah. And as far as just touching up as we go, that was the initial plan also, was just fix some of the bad spots and just
paint match.
Yeah, repair them, paint match, and keep going forward. But the problem is the containers, the sun has broken them down on every side is a different shade of green, not to mention all the different touch-ups that have happened along the way.
Yeah.
So the greens are never quite on. Paint match might work on this side, but doesn't work on that side or another side. So that was always kind of frustrating.
So we've decided that we're going to be fixing all the rust, and this will just help our house last as long as possible. Just ignore Bear's cries in the background. He's just sad because he
can't be right next to us.
Yeah, when he comes out here and then the donkeys come up, it's just impossible. And then the donkey's almost knocking over the tripod. So, for now.
And Bear trying to run the donkeys off because
he's jealous.
He's jealous, yeah.
So that's why you hear him crying.
All right, to show you guys what we're going to be doing on the inside to tackle the rust, because it's going to be a different process than the outside, is all I've done so far is ground down some of the bad spots, applied a rust converter, and then primed over all those spots. But I think going forward, after seeing a lot of these spots, after I've ground them down, a lot of them are just barely even surface rust. They're obviously just scratches from shipping goods inside and moving things around. So for the scratches, most of the scratches, I'm going to just apply a rust converter and then be done with it. But as far as some of the deep stuff, yeah, we'll go grind that down, or if there's a lot of little scratches, then I'll still grind those down. The reason why I'm not as concerned about these on the inside is because one, they're just little tiny surface scratches, but two, because we are going to be spray foaming all the walls. So there's not going to be any oxygen able to get to any slight rust that's there, because the only way rust forms is oxygen reacting with the iron. So there won't be, everything's going to be air sealed from the spray foam. So the only way you can get oxygen to there is from the outside, and we're going to repair the entire outside, so there won't be that issue. for the few of you that may be wondering why we're not using a sandblaster opposed to the angle grinder, it's because, well, one, we don't have running water for an actual sandblaster that runs on water pressure and sand and all that. But two, I do have a spot blaster, like a spot sandblaster, but that runs on compressed air, which those are only as good as your air compressor, which mine's rated at like 125 PSI. It does the job for light duty rust and paint removal, but it's not quite good enough for our scenario. So that's why we're using a grinder opposed to a sandblaster.
We're stopping to have some lunch, and this little chickadee, I guess, is coming with us.
I've never really been the one who's worried, always been the one who's keeping it cool, the kind of guy who chill while others hurry. I didn't know that I've been the fool. I've been telling lies about something real, but I know love is based on honesty. Kept thinking how real love should feel, knowing that it's not just you, it's me, 'cause I was made to be free. I am made to be free. I am made to be free.
Oh my god. That went to plan. Literally just started priming the house, and then it starts raining. Please look at Spencer. I told him to go grab the umbrella out of the car, and I think we accidentally have like a kid's one. It literally only covers your head and shoulders. Hey, and there's a shampoo commercial.
All right, so if you guys can tell, our house is in the body shop.
It's looking a little rough at the moment, but
A little bit.
it's just the transition stage.
Yeah.
Okay, where were we? Guess we're gonna do this with her right here. We got rained out yesterday when we started to prime, so I'm gonna work on that today, and Spencer still does have a good amount of rust to work on getting off the house. A couple spots that we are waiting on in this corner up here of this container. The reason why we haven't done that rust yet is because we have a little bird's nest up there and it has some chicks in it. So we're trying not to go too close to that area.
And then the other spot is the doors. The reason why we're waiting on those is because I'm going to actually take all the hardware off of those and fix all the doors, because there is quite a bit of rust on the doors themselves. And then we'll work on painting them with the hardware off.
So we have to finish all that up, but once we get all that done, you know what it's time for?
What's up?
Time to go get some paint. my
is
gosh.
all up in this video today. Just a little star.
Her nostrils, like the heat.
She always puts her nose right up on you.
Uh-huh. We
Can't
need to
wait.
put you to work. Look at this. These ears are really floppy. She doesn't care at all. Does that sound good? Time to paint the house or time to go get some paint?
Time to go get some paint.
Okay. Well, then let's do that over again just for fun. Third time's a charm.
You think she'd let me ride her?
You would hurt her. No way.
No, I wouldn't.
Maybe me, because I'm so light, like a feather. Just kidding. Like she'll chase after us in order to be pet.
For a little gallop.
Yeah, she always catches up to us. She'll we'll be walking and she'll start galloping and she'll cut us off to make us stop and have to pet her.